All right, what's going on? I'm going to be playing around here for just a little bit. Nothing too exciting and too serious. All right. Let's get this out of the way right here. All right. I went ahead and got myself another sound library, of course. I don't know why. But I went to the my East West account and was trying to figure out why I couldn't load this onto another computer, and I find out that well, I only get one activation with the Hollywood Orchestra, or the symphonic orchestra right here, the symphonic orchestra. So I wrote East West in my account and asked them, a couple of questions. Why can't I activate it on another computer? Do I have to uninstall and activate, or deactivate the licensing in my LAC account? And the instructions were, yes, you have to deactivate if you want to use it. However, if you go ahead and purchase another library, we'll give you a second activation for that library and your other libraries as well. So I took the chance on that. So I'm waiting to hear back after I purchased, and I will be getting a new activation for all these libraries eventually. I hope. I'm going to take their word for it and see what's going on there. So what I did is just threw a couple of these in here right now, just to kind of see what these sound like. And they sound pretty good. Which one is this? Not bad. Okay, cool. I dig that. I'm not gonna spend too much time looking through this. I put a separate, 16 channels for me to work with down here with, what is this called? Fantasy Voices. Hollywood Fantasy Voices. Sounds pretty good, pretty legit. Not going to go through it as much as possible today, though. So, let's get that out of there. And let's load this up right here. No. There we go. All right. I think I've gotten this pretty good in going, to see what this Mac can handle. I don't really know just yet. I haven't loaded in all of the instruments in each one of these things, but as it stands right now, for just my sketch tracks, there's about 40, 38. Okay, so we got all these. These are all samples, all loaded in with Contact. There we go, all the ensemble stuff. Winds, I've got all the different ones that I've loaded in right here. I just haven't used any of these, so they are, I guess Logic automatically disables these in the background if it's not being used, which is kind of cool. And another problem I'm coming across, and I'll kind of lay it out here. I've got, here we go, Xylo and Marimba. So these ones, they keep screwing this up. So I get a Glock right here, and the Xylo keeps screwing up. So I gotta come in here. I have to load this Glock. There we go. Let's put this black to Glock right there. Okay, and that put that one back to Xylo. So yeah, it switches the first patch on these. I don't understand why, but it seems like it's the only one. Medium hard. So yeah, this one screwed this one up too. I don't understand this. The instrument banks. Somebody out there can figure this out if you come across this. Let me know. So I got to load marimbas. Okay, soft, medium, hard, birch, and then the metal combo there. Perfect. And then let's just double check on the vibes as well. Medium, hard, retain. Yeah, so this one kind of screws itself up too. All right. So trying to figure out why these do this every single day. I've saved these, I've rebuilt these. It still changes and screws it up a little bit. So it's not hard. I don't have to rebuild every day, but having to come in here and manually load these each time to get the correct sounds that I want. Like, great. Now it's rubber. Sounds good. I'm not really interested in having to do that every single time, but we'll figure it out. So make sure this plays back correctly. All right. Not too bad. Working out there. Not so much into creating today, but I will be doing this. So now let's go over the little bit of this, what I've got going on in Sibelius here. Of course, it's hooked up through Logic. We have Rewire. Sounds great. Another thing I'll go over here in just a bit is this little mastering thing, but not gonna worry about it. So, some IAC drivers that'll be for when I open up main stage here in just a bit. Four separate versions of Contact. I've got Labs in there as well, just because the BBC Symphony Orchestra one. Labs has a really nice soft piano. That's a great little sketch thing that I want to use. So in Contact alone, I know a lot of people set up virtual drumline, but it's taken me years to kind of figure out this process. So we're going to look at individual patches. So my first instance of Contact is just battery and rhythm section stuff. So I've got the rack combos. I've got a metal combo as well. The drum set, snares, tenors, basses, cymbals. I put basses in a group because I didn't know if I was going to, do different different mallets and stuff. But this one looks like I kind of screwed this up. Okay. All right, and then I've got, the timpani, the metronome. So pretty simple. This has me looking at, like 10 channels or something. Yeah, 10 channels. Just delete that real quick. So I have a timpani sound starting us off. Okay, the next one, like I said, these ones kind of screw up a little bit, and it's frustrating. I've got Glock, mediums, brights, the crotales, and bowed crotales as well. And in every single mallet instrument that I'm running over here, in every single stave, I also put the metal combo as well. So I can switch to, I'll show you exactly why I do that. So there's that. And then let's go over to the marimbas. I think that's where I wrote those cymbal parts, right? Right, so we notice everything's on this, right? Rosewood medium. Let's start. And we'll see it switch. All these will switch to the metal combo right here. That is actually pretty cool to watch. Now that I've seen that work, I know exactly how to do this. So instead of, while you are out there writing instrument changes into your Sibelius file, stop doing that, right? What I want you to do is use instrument banks. Okay, use the instrument bank. This will give you all the selections of all the VDL stuff that you want in terms of mallet hardness, like your medium, soft, hards. I use the birch sound in here as well, so you're playing with the back of your mallet. But the cymbal combo, this is where it's at. Now I can write in all these things without having to do an instrument change to the Zilbel, the splash, the sizzle, each one of these. I'll show you exactly how this is done. Good old program changes. That's it right there. Right? So we see the program changes. It changes over to 005, which is the metal combo for all these. It plays this section. Zill, splash, China, splash, sizzle, right? I don't even like that. Ding, ding, splash, China, splash. Ding, splash, China, sizzle. Let's do another ding. I don't. This is pointless, right? For this, right? This is just for me to have. And then back here, back to program 2. Back to our mediums sound, right? So let's go ahead and back this up a little bit. And there you have it. The program changes, you know, it works pretty easily. So, not stressed about making sure that those work. But so if you want to help me go through this template a little bit, I'll start, like I said, I'll show you exactly what I did with those. And then the same thing with the vibes, right? Excuse me. Soft, medium, hard, rattan, which is going to be the stick end of the mallet, right? Bowed vibes, right? I put a bowed vibe in each one of these and the metal combo as well. So if I were to take this whole 2 measures right here, right? And just for funsies. Where do I want that at? Nope. I'm going to take just the 4 staves. So we're going to do a test right over here. More? Oh, nope. Okay, that's what I want. Now let's do... Okay, nope. Let's do that. And then... Okay, just for the sake of doing this now, I want to make sure all this works. P3, 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 P3. So, okay, I've got all that. We're not trying to make sure this is playable, right? I don't really care. I just want to test my setup. Oh, no. What did I do? Oh, I'm stupid. I got to tell it to change over, right? Command T. I am tilde P6. And let's try that again. I'll move this back over so we don't have to worry about that. And we'll just start right here. There we go. Another flawless test of this. I'm just going to delete this. So what we're doing is seeing seeing how these seeing how these are better useful for us instead of using instrument changes. Cool. All right. I'm gonna switch over here. So my other template and what I've been working on, took so much time to do. It's the opening section of this video today. All right. What I'm trying to do in Logic as well, I've gotten all my Sibelius stuff set up. Sibelius was easy. It's one of the easiest things I actually did with this template, and really honing in all the things that I've done for over the years with, figuring out contact and how we use it really effectively. That's much more simple than I thought, right? So just to show it off, we've got, I'll go back to my MacBook here. So main stage also working with these independently. This is going to be the brunt of where I do kind of the sound design in terms of the synths, right? What the keyboards are doing. And this is really just for me to build out the template. Like I have a master template, a master composition template that I like, which is this one right here. And from here, right, got all these extra, things that I have spent time and energy building so I can just, start working on music just like this one. In a previous video, what I've done is explained all of these, and that's what I'm going to be working on as well. All right, so yeah, again, a lot of stuff that I'm trying to work on to get this ported over to my Mac, and also learning Logic. It's no different than any other DAW. They all function the same pretty much, but realistically, I like having to be able to. I like having the main stage and Sibelius run on the same computer, as opposed to before I had to run it over the network, and then of course, I have to DI back into my mixer to be able to do this. Right now, I'm streaming everything from my PC, and all the music that you're hearing from the over here, right on this is just again, it's streaming back into a DI, of course, but all the processing and stuff is happening here within this. So we'll go ahead and start. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. Why? Why not? Ugh, I really need a new keyboard for this. Right, so just for the sake of it, so we'll go over a little bit to show how this is working. Again, IAC buses, shout out Kevin Shaw's Playback Magic, right? Figuring out how all this stuff worked. It's super easy for me to do this all inside this. Before I had to use network routing, which not hard at all, but still a lot easier. Yep. Still works, right? I'm not worrying about the minor inconsistencies that are happening in the playback right now. I just want to make sure it's work. I can tell these things what to do later, right? Patch 1, patch 2. And I can't remember even where this works. Oh, there it is right there, P2. Let's move you over here just because. I'm not stressed about where that is and why that works. Oh, hold on one second. Womp, womp, womp. School's calling. All right. Okay. All that looks pretty good. Again, not stressing too much about it. So, figuring out how all this works. Again, the biggest thing takeaway for me today is realizing that we've got everything. Main stage. Let's go ahead and quit main stage. Everything working with these. Again, every single day I have to kind of reload them, which kind of sucks. I don't understand why that's happening. I'm going to dig into it. Maybe I need to save my playback configuration a little bit better. VDO complete, active. So yeah, that's got the complete contact setup in it as well if I needed to use these. Not stressing. And then more so often when we get when we get all of this taken care of, in terms of the symphonic orchestra setup, I have more than enough time. I think I'm going to call it. I think I'm getting a call from the school. Kids are sick, so wham bam. And we out.